Evening, Ashwhisper, Ironveil. The forge breathed not with fire but with sorrow. I am Evening Ironveil, though most know me as Ashwhisper. For centuries, I've been a soul forge, binding the essence of the departed to steel. It wasn't a glorious craft, but a necessary one. Kingdoms needed weapons, protectors needed armor, and souls were plentiful. My existence was a quiet rhythm of hammer and lament, until the messenger arrived, pale and breathless, bearing a decree from the Sun King. He didn't request a blade or a shield. He demanded a prison. A cage forged not of metal but of stolen life, to contain a being of pure shadow, a voidborn. The voidborn's capture had fractured the veil between worlds. Every soul I touched felt, thinner, weaker. The Sun King offered a king's ransom for this prison, enough to rebuild my isolated forge and perhaps quiet the echoes of the souls within my work. But the forging demanded more than gold. It demanded powerful souls, one steeped in defiance and rage. I began to collect, as the Sun King delicately put it, not from the recently departed but from the oldest graveyards, disturbing spirits long resigned to their peace. Each soul added to the cage chipped away at my own, leaving me colder, emptier. The whispers in the forge grew louder, accusing. The cage was complete, a swirling vortex of captured fury and sorrow. As I prepared to deliver it to the Sun King, I saw it, a flicker of recognition in the swirling shadows within. It wasn't the Voidborn acknowledging its prison, but my mother. A warrior soul I'd bound to the cage decades ago, believing her strength would be its foundation. The Sun King's advisors had withheld this information, deeming her expendable. I knew then the cage wasn't meant to contain the Voidborn, but to silence those who opposed the king. A choice crystallized. Deliver the cage and become an instrument of tyranny, or shatter it and unleash chaos. I raised my hammer, not to strike the metal, but to shatter the binding runes. The cage dissolved, releasing a torrent of anguished souls and the raw power of the Voidborn. The Sun King's fortress erupted in shadow. My forge, once a sanctuary, was now a battlefield. The released souls, freed from their torment, lashed out at the king's forces, but the Voidborn, it didn't seek vengeance. It sought release, a return to the nothingness from which it came. But the king, consumed by fear, unleashed a weapon forged from pure sunlight, attempting to obliterate the Voidborn and everything around it. The light consumed the fortress, then spread, scorching the land. My forge is gone, reduced to ash. The souls I once held captive are scattered, their cries lost in the wind. But worse, I feel the last vestiges of my soul slipping away, fragmented and fading. The king survived, shielded by his holy light, but his victory is hollow. He's unleashed a creeping darkness that will consume his kingdom from within. I am Evening Ironveil, once Ashwhisper, now nothing. The hollowed veil has fallen, and with it any hope of peace. The echoes in the forge are silent at last, replaced by the chilling realization that I didn't forge a prison, I merely delayed the inevitable.